Good morning, guys. It's 6:45 in the morning, and I'm gonna do a gunting run. And this is the Mazda 6 2.2 diesel. Lovely car. Now, early on, I've driven the Mazda 6 2-liter NA, and so I told all of you that I really wanted to try out the 2.5 and the 2.2 diesel, and I've gotten myself the diesel now. Okay. Ooh, it's a cold morning. Now, yesterday there was this big news on the accidental unveiling or leaking of the new Mazda 3, and gosh, that looks epic because it looks exactly the same as the concept. Morning. Thank you, boss. Thank you. Yeah, the Mazda 3 looks exactly the same as the Kai concept. And of course, the big news with the Mazda 3 is the debut of Mazda's SkyActiv X engine, the HCCI engine. And that would be the... basically, it is a compression ignition engine. So the same as diesel engines, it uses compression to combusts its gasoline fuel. Unheard of. The it is that is the ultimate goal of having the best efficiency ever, if it is possible. All right, but at the same time, Mazda has also made the most advanced naturally aspirated engine, the SkyActiv G. So that is an extremely high compression gasoline engine that still uses spark plugs. And for those of you who've bought a Mazda, you would have known that you would have experienced how fuel efficient your car is, right? Even if you have the 2.5 liter, it is still very fuel efficient. And then this one is a SkyActiv D, the lowest compression diesel engine. Now, the goal for the SkyActiv D, which is this one, is very different from the goal of the SkyActiv G or SkyActiv X, because those two are there to achieve the best fuel efficiency it could possibly be. But the SkyActiv D was not made to do that. The SkyActiv D was made to be the cleanest diesel possible without incurring all sorts of expensive componentry that is common with diesel engines. So when Mazda set off with the SkyActiv D, they have a baseline of understanding that since diesel, by default, diesel is already efficient, okay? And then they look at why is it efficient? Because it's high compression, you know, high combustion temperature. Okay, because of that, you're able to squeeze out more energy from every single drop of fuel you put in. And then the problems that comes with that would be what I'm currently smelling from the bus in front, right? The diesel emission that isn't that healthy per se, or is being targeted now per se. It's interesting because back in 2012, when Jack Barrett, who is now with Road and Track, previously he wasn't. Previously he was with The Truth About Cars briefly, and also Jalopnik briefly. And I asked him, why aren't the Americans adopting diesel like the Europeans? You know, see, Europe, they are getting such good fuel efficiency, and everyone is using them in Europe. He gave me a short two-liner because the Europeans are dumb. He said sooner or later they'll find out about how dirty or how about diesel is, because they're measuring CO2, but the problem is not CO2, is the carbon monoxide, you know. And true enough, just a few years later, the whole diesel crisis exploded in Europe, and now there are so many talks about stopping the diesel engines, and cities that are banning diesel cars, so on and so forth. So he is always right. What I realized in my journey of learning more and more, day in and out, about the car industry, he seems to be always right. Anyway, so now Europe is on a vendetta against diesel engines, almost, you know, comparatively speaking, I would say. So Mazda's direction with the SkyActiv D is to be the cleanest while still having that efficiency, because it is a diesel at the first place. So that is their goal. Right? So this diesel engine isn't as efficient as, let's say, a BMW 320d. It is not. It is not the type of diesel that gets you 1,000 kilometers per full tank. In fact, this one makes about 750 km per full tank. From my previous experience of driving the previous pre-facelift Mazda 6 diesel from KL to Hat Yai, you know, and yeah, things like that. So yeah, the objective of the Mazda SkyActiv D is to be clean. And some of you have watched one of my previous video where me and Bing we were behind the CX-5 diesel, and we tried to smell. Even okay, some of you say this is stupid. Yeah. I mean, we're just trying to see if it is that unpleasant. It's not. There's no smell. So yeah. So today, after all that nonsense, I'm just gonna drive this car how a Mazda should be driven. Alright, see you guys later. Morning glory! Yeah, it's beautiful. And for those of you who are stuck in the traffic jam, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's horrible. But I'm heading to Genting lah. See you guys later. Let's get it started. There's no sport mode, so I'll try to push it into manual mode, but actually I prefer to let the car shift itself. But just now there are one or two times where I felt I need to do a kick down to get the turbos to spool. Yeah. I wonder what gear I'm in now. 4th gear. Push it 1 gear lower. I wanted to overtake this Honda City, but I couldn't. And now we slow down again. This car drives so well. Whew. 4,000 RPM. Damn. Really? Okay. Now, it does feel slightly heavier, and being a turbocharged car, petrol or diesel, there is that moment where you need boost. It happens, okay? And can you please shift back into your lane? Thank you. So I experienced that more than when I was in the 2-liter. Of course, this car is way faster than the 2-liter, and it is faster. It has more power, it pulls stronger, of course, but in terms of linearity of the power delivery, that puts a smile on my face. But still, this car drives so well. Okay, push it back into manual. Let's see see how things goes. Lovely. Oh, very foggy. Very foggy morning. Lovely, lovely. There's no visibility. Okay, I need to upshift there. I'm gonna downshift again here. Fuck off. I'll try to keep it at 4,000 RPM. That's where, you know, I don't lose the boost as much. Lovely. Oh, someone making a U-turn here. That scared him. Nice. But I need to manage the way the car revs or power bands. I need to manage that slightly more than I need to in the 2-liter NA, because the 2-liter NA is always on song. It's always just there, even though that car is not as fast as this, obviously. But this one, I need to manage it more. You know, I need to try and listen to the car, observe the RPMs, and still so nimble. Damn, this car out-handles my 6 Series, out-handles my Audi. Dances, look at it! Front wheel drive, D segment, and it just dances. Oh, Mazda, you are just brilliant. Oh, downshift. Watch where we're going. You don't want to stop car there. And then boom. Oh, there's a DM mode. I like that. So in drive, I can just downshift, and then it goes into DM mode. So it's sort of half let me manages it. It knows I want to do something with it. Now, if I'm unsure what the bus driver is doing, I'll just back out a bit and then I'll continue when the road opens up. Alright? Let's put it this way. There are people who drive fast, there are people who drive slow, there are people who drive slow dangerously, there are also people who drive fast dangerously. Alright? It's not dictated by speed, but it's dictated by your attentiveness, or lack of it, maybe ignorance for some. Alright? So watch where we're supposed to go, see if it's clear, you have the road, and then you can power through. Oh, this car is a lot faster than the 2-liter, man. There we go. Gatong Jaya, done. Beautiful. Ah, Mazda, Mazda. The sitting position where I can place my left foot, you know, the size of the steering wheel, the visibility of the car, the angle of the A-pillar, the size of the side mirrors, the gap between the side mirror and the A-pillar, the throttle response, the steering feel, everything is spot on. It's not just power, it's not just suspension pliancy, but all these makes what a great driving car is. Damn. Oh. Wow, 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 wow. Now I can't wait for the 2.5 because the 2.5 is not turbocharged, and from my experience of the 2-liter, it should be a great engine, and I don't think I need to manage or manhandle the various like observing the RPM or trying to listen to the engine, because the car is rather quiet, and listening to an NA engine and giving hints to yourself on where to shift is different from listening to a diesel engine that is so refined. Okay, so when I drive this, even though the car handles well, it has more power, I find myself in need of paying a little bit more attention to things that are out of driving it alone. And later we'll go downhill. See, so nice, so damn nice.